Welcome to the Rick and Morgan podcast presented by Lemon Sports Network. Here's what we got coming up. I think the Giants would benefit at this moment to throw the ball more to Odell, get him more involved, do more stupid plays like that friggin' throw, the 57-yard touchdown.
That was awesome.
That's stuff that you need to do, but you're not getting that into your system and you're not getting Odell involved. It feels like Odell is just completely absent. See, here's the thing. The question is, does he want to play with the Steelers and get the contract with the Steelers? Like, is that his caveat? Or is it, I just want my money, give me the contract, I don't care where I'm going?
There is people crying in the stands. They stopped the football game. Some dude in a suit came out and gave him a piece of paper, and like he was hugging all of his teammates, crying like he was with his family, taking pictures during the game. They stopped the game for like a full 20 minutes, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I don't care if he broke the record for most touchdowns. I don't care if he threw 1,000 touchdowns.
So true though. It's
like,
so true.
And when they cut to the guy crying in the stands, I'm like, grow up.
Hey, Rick.
What's up, man?
How you doing, bro? How's life?
Oh, I'm doing better now that I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just got off, a 10-hour shift at Red Robin. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful. You ready to talk NFL, sports, football?
Oh, I've been waiting all day.
Yeah, honestly. So much happened this week, and I'm ready to get to it. 90% of it happened like after this week's games, which were completely and utterly irrelevant. So let's get to the first point. Considering Odell Beckham's recent comments, you heard them, right? Recent comments.
Yes.
Saying that he should be getting more targets. Should the Giants get him more involved in the offense?
Duh. Yeah, you
throws a touchdown this week. Oh, yeah. He's a better quarterback than Eli Manning.
You should get one of the best receivers in the NFL more involved in your offense. Yeah, that should be a thing. I mean, he's only getting like 7 targets a game. The guy should be getting at least like 14, 15 targets every game minimum. Like, you should be throwing him the ball on almost every single play. And just sometimes, just chuck it deep to him. Have him go up there and make a play. They don't do that, though.
I'm curious. I'm going to look this up because I'm not really entirely sure how many targets he gets a game. But the fact that he's not getting thrown to as much as he should be is absolutely astounding to me. Like, you're throwing the ball more to Sterling Shepard than you are Odell Beckham. He's arguably, when he's on and catching the football, he is the best wide receiver in football. And, like, you're not throwing it to him. So it's absolutely astounding. Like, week 1, he had 15 targets, 9, 10, 11, and 14 cents. So that's not awful, but, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're just not getting him involved. They're not using him in red zone. He has first freaking touchdown catch this week against Carolina. And I'm like, you're not getting the kid involved that much. I mean, he is an arrogant punk, but like...
He's your best player.
He's your best player. You need to get him involved. Yeah, and it's like, if you're not getting
Barkley involved.
Exactly.
They need to get Odell involved.
They need to get Odell involved, like way more involved. So I look at this as like, I mean, the Giants suck. Their offense is terrible.
They blow.
But how do you have, I mean, their offensive line is decent. Their wide receiving core is decent. And they have Evan Ingram if he stays healthy. It is I don't know. I just look at it and I think it's like one of those, their offense is okay. It's not like as bad as the Bills.
Yeah.
But how do you, Rick, tell me, how do you have,
hard to do.
How do you have one of the best running backs in the NFL and one of the best wide receivers in the NFL and a decent average quarterback? How do you expect to lose?
Average quarterback, huh?
Do you really put him? Okay, all right. Here, I'm going to ask you a question. Bortles or Manning?
I think that's a lot closer now than you think.
Oh, I know. I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
At this point in his career, I think Eli Manning kind of stinks.
Even Eli Manning is awful. He's absolutely awful.
I said kind of stinks, trying not to like piss off every Giants fan. Then you're like, okay. Eli Manning is awful.
That's okay. We're Patriots fans. What can we say? What would you contribute all of the problems on the Giants offense to? Is that coaching or is it Eli?
I think coaching is a lot of it. They don't have like their playing calling is trash. Mm-hmm. It's just like run it to Barkley twice and then throw like an end route and then ends up being a check down back to Barkley and then he gets stuffed and then they have to punt. Like that's their offense.
Right.
So I think coaching has a lot to do with it, but I think Eli also has a lot to do with it too. And as we were saying, he's not the same quarterback. And, even when he was in his prime, like, I mean, you thought he was kind of overrated anyway.
Yeah, right.
So especially now, like
I think to me, he's always been overrated. Like when he was in the two Super Bowls and they were saying Eli elite or whatever.
yeah, it was
like that was
like,
unreal to me.
there was so many people that had him like as a top 5 quarterback, and I never thought he's.
He's broken his own interception record like 3 times. So like, come on, man. He's awful. I mean, I don't put it all on him because he does have the capability of being a good quarterback. I wouldn't put him, like, as much as I call them awful, I would not put him on the same awful playing field as Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles is terrible. But I do put Eli Manning in this box of being like, he's probably like 17, like bottom half quarterbacks.
I was just gonna say average to below average.
Yeah, like he's not.
I was gonna say around the 20th.
Like if he still has the capability of tossing 350 yards and like 2 touchdowns. Like he still has that capability, but he's just, I don't put it all on him. It could be coaching. I don't know what it is. They're not. I mean, their offense didn't look awful against
Their
Carolina.
O-line is better than what it was last year.
Yeah,
but the problem is last year they had the worst O-line of football. So being a little bit better than last year still isn't very good.
Well, the other thing that I have a problem with too is the fact that you go into this offseason, you look at Eli Manning. He's terrible. He's old and he's not that good. You know what I mean? He's no Peyton Manning, obviously.
Right.
Peyton Manning was better in his last year of football than Eli Manning is right now.
That's saying something because our Peyton was trash his last year.
You had some good 3rd and 4th round quarterbacks out there that you didn't try to go get.
Definitely.
And like
I mean, they had the 2nd overall pick. Now, picking Barkley was a good pick.
Yeah.
But
do you think it's should they have drafted? I mean, who went first? Baker Mayfield went first. So would you have drafted Barkley or would you have drafted
Darnold?
Darnold, thank you.
Depends on the team, but I'd probably take Darnold.
Because you put Darnold
Barkley's a sure thing.
Darnold right now has a Nunwa. I don't even know how to say his name. Robbie Anderson.
A bunch of bums.
Like he doesn't have a running back core. His offensive line sucks. Okay. He's on the Jets and he's doing okay. You put him on the Giants offense
with Odell
and not Saquon obviously, but you put him on the offense with Odell and Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram. He's got weapons to throw to. He's got people to get the ball to. Outside of what you're having in New York, and you actually have somewhat of a generic system in New York for the Giants. So, I mean, I look at it as you should have probably drafted that guy, but you also could have gotten a guy in the 3rd or 4th round like Mason Rudolph to stick behind Eli Manning.
Right, and they had a very high... Didn't they have their own 2nd round pick this year? Not 100% sure, but if they did, it's the 34th overall pick. At number 34, you can get a pretty darn good player. It's essentially
Lamar Jackson was on the board at that point too.
And now you don't like Lamar Jackson.
I don't like him, but that's still better than what you have from Eli Manning.
Right.
And like I said, you know what I mean? You pick up a guy like Lamar Jackson or Mason Rudolph, you don't have to start him this year. I'm not saying the Giants should go out and start these guys right away. No, start Eli Manning, let him crap the bed for a year, and then put your backup quarterback in who has a year under his belt, practicing, getting used to the NFL. I think most of the problem is not necessarily I think it's a good thing to get a quarterback, a brand new young quarterback in the NFL and let him sit for a year, because you have all this energy, you have all this you're coming out of college, you're all hyped up, and there's all these changes happening. You just went from getting drafted playing at Michigan to, now you're playing in the NFL for the Houston Texans. You know what I mean? And it's that's just a generic statement, but your whole life is changing. You picking up shop and moving somewhere, and it's and now you're getting paid all this money to play football, and it's a huge life change. So to take that 1 year and just figure yourself out and then start playing quarterback, it's so important.
Look what it's done to Mahomes.
I know it's made Patrick Mahomes a fan. It's not even Alex Smith. People want to give Alex Smith credit. It's not even that. It's that he sat behind and he listened to Alex Reed and he figured out how to play the game of football. And he already had raw, intangible talent, right?
Yeah.
But they just needed to develop it, and now he's mature. He's mature. He's got poise, and that's something you train into a kid. You don't just start him right away. And I think with the quarterback drought in the NFL in the last 10, 15, however many years, it's just been you get a quarterback and you have to start him right away, unless you have that guy that's 24 years old.
Seems like the Browns and the Jets have always drafted a quarterback high and then ended up destroying his career because they just start him immediately and then he's not ready.
Right.
That's what a lot of people were worried about with Darnold, but I think Darnold is that good where he can come in the league and just start right away on a team like the Jets,
Right.
and play pretty effectively.
Yeah.
And even for like it helped for Aaron Rodgers too. I mean, there's many guys around the league that sat their first year or two, and then came in and it did wonders for him. So I think that would have been definitely a good decision,
Right.
especially Lamar Jackson. I know you hate Lamar Jackson, but
Yeah.
I mean, if he learned under Eli and had Odell, like maybe he could have.
Yeah.
He could be something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the Giants made the wrong decision because I really think that Saquon is see the thing is that I liked Sam Darnold. You like Sam Darnold.
Right.
Is Sam Darnold as good as a player as Saquon Barkley?
I don't think so.
And I think that Saquon is generational. I think that he's one of those talented.
Would you rather
running
have
backs.
a generational running back or a top 10 quarterback?
I mean, if you're starting a franchise, a top 10 quarterback probably.
Right. And
But
you think Sam Darnold's going to be a top 10 quarterback?
I'm to play devil's advocate, I think they should have drafted Darnold, but I think you're sitting in the draft room and you're like,
You know you're not going to miss on
Saquon is a sure thing. Darnold is a hit or miss. And that's with all quarterbacks that you draft. It doesn't matter how much of a, like, even with Peyton Manning when he came out, like, you just didn't know. Like, you were like, okay, this guy's going to be good, but you're like, there's still part of it that he could just crap the bed and not be good. Right. He could
Everyone
be
thought
Leaf.
Ryan Leaf was going to be this
Right.
superstar quarterback. Right. And then,
Exactly. So, I don't know. I mean, I think the Giants would benefit at this moment to throw the ball more to Odell, get him more involved, do more stupid plays like that friggin' throw, the 57-yard touchdown.
That was awesome.
That's stuff that you need to do, but you're not getting that into your system, and you're not getting Odell involved. It feels like Odell is just completely absent. I mean, the guy catches 85% of his targets. Like, just get the ball to him. Even if you throw it to him. Like, I mean, Deshaun Watson, first year in the NFL, they won a bunch of games at the beginning of the season before he tore his ACL, and freaking he's throwing 20 targets a game to DeAndre Hopkins. Like, good Lord. Throw the ball to Odell.
right.
You ready for the next point?
Yeah.
Number 2, the Eagles lost Jay Ajayi for the year with a torn ACL. Should they go all in on acquiring Le'Veon Bell?
Describe all in. Define all in. Because I'd say no.
I mean, all in as in, like, go hard after him, like, try to get him.
I would send an offer, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get him. Because they don't really have the cap room to bring him back after the season.
Yeah.
So he'd walk probably to New York or something, and you'd be giving up a high draft pick for a guy as a rental running back. Like, a rental running back in the modern day NFL is not exactly something you should be giving up a lot for.
Right.
No matter how good he is. So I wouldn't be like going out of my way to get him. But I mean, I definitely sent him an offer.
Right.
I think LaShawn McCoy is a little more realistic. Mm-hmm. He's played in Philly. The Philly fans love McCoy.
Yeah.
So I'd be going after McCoy before I'd be going after Bell.
I mean, what would you give up to get Le'Veon at this point?
3rd round pick.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of moving pieces to that. He has to sign his tender and a lot of different things, but is it worth the $855,000 a game he's getting? I mean, that's insane. It's almost $1 million a game.
Pick.
And like, you're giving up a 3rd round pick, but do you need to give anything else up to keep that under the cap? Because that's a big contract.
They might.
That's
actually.
a big contract.
If you do have to give something else up, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Bell is such a great talent. The thing with Bell, and this is the main reason why he's been holding out, is not because he wants to make his, well, I mean, yes, he wants to make his money, but he understands that in this moment in his career, he's in his prime. He wants to sign a massive deal and get a massive contract.
As he should.
As he should. And he wants that big deal, right? Which is fine. Go and get your big deal. But he doesn't want, like, who was it? Earl Thomas, I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody in Seattle, he gave the crowd a middle finger. We didn't talk about that a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
But the safety, he came back and said, I'll play with you guys. And he signed his tender, and he didn't get his big contract. And then he hurt himself. I think it was a torn ACL or something, but he ended up hurting himself.
He broke his foot.
And now he's not going to play for the rest of the year. And he flipped off the Seattle fans or the Seattle management because he's like, now I can't make my money because of you guys. So that's the same thing with Bell. And the reason why he's holding out is because he's like, I want my contract. I don't want to get hurt and then lose out on my contract. So I think if he goes he doesn't want to leave Pittsburgh. That is a given. I did a ton of research on Le'Veon Bell today, and he does not want to leave Pittsburgh. He wants to stay in Pittsburgh. He wants to play with Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown and play in Pittsburgh. He is holding out purely because of the fact that he wants a contract. It has nothing to do with the team, his teammates, or anything like that. Do you think he's losing connection with the teammates or his teammates, or is he, have the same basic value?
What do you mean?
Like, is he damaging his relationship with his team and teammate chemistry?
I mean, I think a little bit, but I think
by doing this,
especially at first, like when it first happened. But I think now after the league saw what happened to Earl Thomas, I think his teammates, that includes his teammates.
Yeah, like they show him a little bit of sympathy.
They're like, okay, I get why you're doing this, but they still really want him to come back. And I think once he comes back, I think everything will maybe not be perfectly the same as it was before.
Yeah,
but pretty close.
Right.
For at least most of the guys in the locker room.
Yeah. I mean, I think personally, to answer the question, I think the Eagles should definitely go in and get this guy.
What do you give? What do you
give up that third round pick?
Okay.
And trade something. I don't even know what it is. You're going to have to probably.
Something valuable.
It depends on how much cap room they have. If they have enough cap room to hold this contract, which is about $13.5 million right now, if they have enough cap room to hold that contract, then they should just do the third round pick. Like that, if you go to the Steelers and say, I'll give you a third round pick for Le'Veon Bell, do that in a heart. I would even give him a second, because that makes the Philadelphia Eagles that much better. I mean, yes, it's for a rental, but there's also the chance that Le'Veon could absolutely fall in love with the team. They just trade or get rid of Jay Ajayi.
He's still going to
year.
want like a lot of money though.
Oh, he's going to want a heck of a lot of money.
And the Eagles aren't going to give him that.
No, they're not. It would be absolutely an insane deal. But
it would be. It definitely would be. I think that would be awesome too to have Le'Veon Bell and the Eagles. Like, dude, imagine they'd probably go back to the Super Bowl. That offense would be insane.
Honestly, yeah, 100%.
Actually, I don't know. Are they beating the Rams?
That's a good question. Actually,
so one way to find out. Dun 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 dun.
That's funny. Who would you rather have at quarterback right now, Carson Wentz or Jared Goff?
Ooh. I would have told you.
I mean, I will say the Rams' offense is more complete than the Eagles' offense.
Right.
But
I like Sean McVay too more than Doug Peterson for head coaches.
Yeah.
To answer that, like, I would have said Wentz last year. I would have said Wentz in the beginning of the year. I'm still gonna say Wentz now, but it's close. Like, it's really close.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is like emerging as a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Oh, I know. I mean, I really like the Eagles' offense with Carson Wentz, not Nick Foles.
They haven't been that great, though. Like, the difference between Wentz and Foles hasn't really shown yet.
Yeah.
I know it must pain you to see that, but...
Yeah, honestly, I mean...
have a friend who's like, they should just play Nick Foles. He's the one that won him the Super Bowl. Wentz isn't that much better.
Honestly. That's terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I really like I like the Eagles' offense. I think acquiring Le'Veon Bell would add so much to that offense, especially the running game. I think Jay Ajayi has really been, to me, a disappointment for the Eagles. He's been good, but
I think he's been good, dude.
He's been good, but he hasn't been what I guess they expected to get. But they really didn't give up that much,
right,
to get him.
And
so I wouldn't.
They weren't getting Jay Ajayi thinking he's gonna be
right,
Todd Gurley. You know,
right.
He's gonna be an upgrade of what they had at the time, but
yeah, I mean, what would it mean for Le'Veon's value if he got traded to the Eagles?
Oh, like in free agency?
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, like, just in general.
Like, in the off-season?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by that. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
What? Like, to another team.
Oh, I mean, it'd go up.
Would it help? Would it help him?
How would he respond to getting traded?
What, getting traded to the Eagles?
Right.
That's a good question.
And I think that would determine
if he really does. If he really does want to play. See, here's the thing. The question is, does he want to play with the Steelers and get the contract with the Steelers? Like, is that his caveat, or is it, I just want my money, give me the contract, I don't care where I'm going, that type of thing? Because if it's that type of thing, then he'll go to the Browns and not really give a crap. But I think he also wants to continue winning, so that is one of those inevitable situations. But I don't know. I mean, we have to move on to the next talking point.
Yeah,
but I think it would help him in the long run.
Interesting though.
It's an interesting thought. Number 3, the Chiefs and the Patriots at this point are the class of the AFC, considering Jacksonville sucks. Who is the better football team? Give me your thoughts.
The New York Jets, baby.
The New York Football Jets.
I think it's the Chiefs right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you said yeah? Ooh.
I agree. No, I won't disagree with that.
Wow, really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow. So this whole segment's useless then.
It could be. But then I could also flip my opinion. Give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts.
Is the best quarterback in the NFL. I actually do think he's like... We can't get on Mahomes again.
I don't want to get on Mahomes.
He's a stud. But the Chiefs as a whole, their offense as a whole, is the best in football right now. And if it's not the best, it's second best. It's right there at the Rams.
Yeah.
And I don't think their defense is great. But you saw this week against Jacksonville. It's not like... I mean, Jacksonville doesn't have a good offense by any means, but they don't have the worst offense in the league. And they their defense destroyed their offense.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs have like a below average defense, but I think that's going to be good enough for them. I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Especially like if they go up against each other, even though I think the Chiefs might be a better team, I'd probably pick the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, spoiler alert for Pick'em, but I'm going to pick the Patriots. Because Belichick versus Andy Reid and Brady versus Mahomes, even though I think Mahomes is amazing.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about my boy.
Patrick
Brady just has too much experience, especially come playoff time.
Yeah.
So I do think the Chiefs are a more talented team.
Yeah.
But maybe that doesn't necessarily mean better, or they'll beat the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, to me personally, obviously we're both huge Patriot fans. And I think what's funny is I like Bill does this thing to young quarterbacks. I was telling you this last night. Bill does this thing to young quarterbacks. I don't know what it is, but he makes them look like complete and utter buffoons. Like, no, every time he faces a young quarterback, they just look
Except
dazed.
last year when we played the Texans.
Oh,
Remember
against Deshaun Watson, but that's a little bit
torched us.
That's true. Early in September, though, that's the September team.
That's the big difference there.
Yeah, obviously. So I do believe that. I think I don't think it's possible for Bill Belichick to confuse Patrick Mahomes. I've seen enough. I know what he is now. I'm starting to change my.
So you and
I was gonna
Belichick
go
are
on.
the
I was
same minds.
honestly gonna go on the show and trash Mahomes for his 2 interception game and 302 yards and 67 quarterback percentage, which I'll note. I'm starting to like Patrick Mahomes, not in the context. I still don't like the kid. I don't like the Chiefs offense. I don't like the Chiefs in general. But Patrick Mahomes is turning into something really good. And if he can continue doing this, then he's a great story for the NFL, especially this year. But I would also find it extremely enjoyable to watch him collapse on Bill Belichick's terrible defense. So, I mean,
it's a win-win for you.
Yeah, honestly, seriously, a win-win.
I think it is good for the NFL though too, because I know you hate the nickname Showtime Mahomes.
Oh, I hate that.
But
nickname.
after Aaron Rodgers, like, who's gonna be the next? Like every generation has their guy: Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Like, who's the next guy? Is it Carson? People were like, oh, it's Carson Wentz. Is it Jared Goff? No, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Mahomes is gonna be this generation's like franchise quarterback, face of the NFL guy.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's great for the NFL.
It's fantastic
found
for the
their guy.
NFL. Yeah. So regardless of whether or not Bill Belichick confuses the crap, and honestly too, like when you go into the AFC Championship game and inevitably face the Kansas City Chiefs and the Patriots and the game that Andy Reid has been waiting for, I don't know what you're going to see playoff time. So my opinion here of whether the Patriots or the Chiefs, whatever team is better, I feel like it's irrelevant to that game. Right. I think the Patriots win that game and go to the Super Bowl because of experience and because of
that's kind of what I was saying.
Veteran talent. Yeah. But I will say that the Kansas City Chiefs, I think they're a better team. They have a more complete offense. As much as I love the Patriots receiving core and everything that they have a more complete offense. They have Kareem Hunt, who's one of the best running backs in the NFL. They have Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill next to each other. And both those guys have been number ones on teams before. And they're both playing on either ends of the field. They have a fantastic tight end in Travis Kelce. Some would consider him better than Gronk right now. I don't. But being the first or the second best tight end in the NFL is not a easy task to accomplish.
Leagues ahead of the other guys too.
Right. Oh, he's so far ahead. So you look at Travis Kelce, he's got that weapon on offense. The offensive line is fantastic. When you correlate that and look at the New England Patriots offensive line is got a ton of holes and they have to like patch it together every game. Sony Michel's coming out, but he's just still too young and too inexperienced to be what James White is in that offense. And the receiving core is good, but Julian Edelman's old as crap. Josh Gordon smokes weed. Chris Hogan doesn't know how to run routes. So, I mean,
Wow.
I just destroyed the whole receiving core for the Patriots. And Tom Brady's 41 years old. So, I mean, the offense,
They're still like a top 5 offense.
there's still a top 5 offense, 100%, but I would take the Chiefs offense right now comparatively to the Patriots.
talent-wise, but doesn't mean they're gonna lose. So you're
Right.
pretty much what you're doing is echoing what I'm saying.
Now the question here is, yes, I'm echoing what you're saying, but my question is, who has the better defense? Because the Chiefs defense is god awful.
Yeah, the Patriots
It's
defense
awful.
isn't really the best either.
The thing I go with is that the Chiefs defense is awful, but Andy Reid's an offensive-minded coach, which makes it even worse. So Bill Belichick at least has somewhat of a defensive mind to try to fix the problems that the Patriots have.
But his defensive mind is like 1980s
Bench Malcolm
football.
Butler in the Super
Like,
Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, 1980s football.
I think the Chiefs have a better pass rush than we do.
I would agree with that. I don't think it's that good, but
No, but it's better than what we have.
yeah, that's true.
Bringing 4 snails at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Set hut, going like
true.
1 mile per hour to the quarterback.
I mean, they got torched, absolutely torched last game.
But I don't know,
Running
because then I think
football.
our secondary is better than theirs. So that's why I'm kind of like,
Yeah, I think
sort
it's
of even.
It's really a draw, but I honestly would, like, regular season wise, if Mahomes keeps playing this way, I'd rather have the Chiefs offense. But it's just a matter of, like, honestly, I think this week will tell us whether or not, as much as one game in the regular season can, it's going to tell us whether or not the Patriots or the Chiefs are a better football team.
which that can also change though
Yeah.
over the course of the season.
And I think, like I said, like, we're at week 6 right now in the NFL season. We still got 11 weeks to go. It's 6
It's
weeks
flying,
already. It's
though.
flying. But we have 11 weeks to go in the season. And, like, usually when you get to the end of the season, you're like, oh my God, like, what happened to the season? And B, you don't even remember what happened through the first 6 weeks. Patrick Mahomes could absolutely poop his pants for the rest of the season and be a trash bag, and the Chiefs could finish like 7-9, which is not likely because they'd have to be really bad to do that. But
Right.
I mean, the Denver Broncos, when Josh McDaniels went there, won their first 5 games, and then they crapped the bed. And I think they went 7-9 that season. So it's possible to lose that many games. And if Mahomes falls off a cliff after this game against Jacksonville and he can't get out of his own head because he threw 2 picks and he just starts throwing picks left and right all over the
Right,
field,
but-
which is not going to happen. But
Yeah, because it was like that could be a possibility if they lost.
the Chiefs would be in big
But because
trouble.
they won and he was smiling and laughing at the end of the game.
Yeah, no,
I don't think
I
it's
don't
really
think it
in his
affected
head,
him.
You know?
But that could also let his guard down. He had, I would say, what you would probably one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. You could say that's a bad game. So that's a bad game for Mahomes. What is his mindset coming out? Like, Brady throws 2 picks in a game, doesn't throw a touchdown. He's happy with the win, but he's pissed off because he didn't play well. And he wasn't really helping his team fully win. Whereas Mahomes might be a young guy going, oh, well, I threw 2 picks. It is what it is. We still won anyway. And not looking to improve and figure out why he threw those picks. Because if he loses his mindset, he'll just go on to the next game and do the same thing over again. So, I mean, I don't think the Pats offense is going to expose him like that.
You mean
But,
defense?
Yeah, I mean, defense is going to expose him like that. I mean, I hope they pull
Patriots
his pants
defense
down. But
can't expose anyone.
no, they can't.
Even Blake Bortles torched us.
It's true.
like I mean, come on. How do you let Blake Bortles torch you?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, we'll see as the season goes along which team is better. I definitely think, as of right now, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think that there's many people who would take the Patriots over the Chiefs at this point, with the way the Patriots played the first couple
Except
weeks.
for people that live
in New England.
I was gonna say the state
The
of
homers.
Mass.
The homers. All right, let's get to our 4th and final main point. Give me your thoughts, and this probably will be a fast segment. I didn't see it. I had to watch it after. But give me your takeaways from Drew Brees breaking the all-time passing record, previously held by one Peyton Manning.
I'm gonna probably get a lot of hate for this. I think it was a cool moment. All right, let me get that out of the way. It was cool. It was really cool watching it.
Yeah.
But there is people crying in the stands. They stopped the football game. Some dude in a suit came out and gave him a piece of paper, and like he was hugging all of his teammates, crying like he was with his family, taking pictures during the game. They stopped the game for like a full 20 minutes, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I don't care if he broke the record for most touchdowns. I don't care if he threw 1,000 touchdowns.
So true though. It's
Like,
so true.
And when they cut to the guy crying in the stands, I'm like, grow up.
Oh my God, I know. It was so funny to me because when you guys were like messaging and I was like, what are they talking about? And I had to look it up online. I had no idea what was going on. I was watching the Red Sox, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, when they were up like 12-0.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't bothering with this Monday Night Football garbage. But anyway, it wasn't even that interesting of a game anyway. It was a 41-13 or something like that. So basically, I watched it after, and I saw like Peyton Manning's video congratulating Drew Brees and saying awesome job and all that stuff, right? And I kind of looked at that whole situation and I was like, congratulations to Drew Brees, but it drives me nuts when they do these big offers. I mean, they do these big celebrations and they like when Peyton Manning threw his 500 touchdown, right? Or was it 500 or something like that? Mm-hmm. I think it was 500, but he threw his like 500 touchdown and they had like a video prepared for him from Brett Favre and like all of the stuff when he broke Brett's record. And I'm sitting there going, what are they doing? Like they stopped the game. They had a giant celebration. They made this big friggin' ballyhoo about the whole thing. And then you're sitting there and it's like, why is Drew Brees? I mean, he's like crying, talking to his kids. I'm like, did you not know coming into this game that you were going to break the record in the second quarter?
And
like,
he knew off the like immediately when he threw the ball. It ended up being a touchdown, so I guess it's a little different. But right when he threw the ball, he knew he broke the record.
Yeah,
for the passing yards, which means in his head he knew how many yards he had to get, which means he kept thinking about it. And it's like if that's Brady, does he care?
No.
And I'm interested down the yards.
I'm interested to see though when Brady does start breaking these records because I think this is Drew Brees' last year, and if Brady plays next year, I think he's going to start breaking Brees' records. So what I find interesting is I want to see what happens when he breaks records because the Patriots just aren't that team. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're just
team
not.
First mentality.
They just don't do that, and Brady doesn't do that. So. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. But I mean, all that stuff had to be pre-planned. Like they probably came out with it all and said, you know, hey, this is exactly what they wanted to do. Yeah, they probably had to plan that all out. But I say congratulations to Drew Brees.
Right, congrats,
fantastic career. The guy has been a stud. Won one Super Bowl, I believe, just one.
Yep,
he did it. Yeah,
still won more than a lot of guys.
Yeah. Same as Peyton Manning. No, he won 2 because he got the last one. I mean, the Saints have been really good this year, so they might pull it off again. I'll be rooting for the Saints if they make it that far. But Drew Brees is a fantastic quarterback. He definitely deserves it. I just don't like the ceremony and the pomp and circumstance and all that crap. Mid-game, like just finish the game and then congratulate the guy. Go hit the clubs or something. I don't freaking care. Like, why are you celebrating in the middle of the freaking game?
Another cool part of it was that when he was like talking to his kids. I forget what he said exactly, but it was like,
yeah, he said go get your dreams or something like that.
Yeah, like whatever you put your mind to it, essentially.
Yeah.
Do whatever. My pep talk.
Yeah.
You can do whatever if you put your mind to it.
That's funny.
That's what he said, essentially.
But Drew Brees, fantastic quarterback. It's exciting to see him take Manning's record. And what's funny is that after that record was broken, right, this is my first thought. I'm like, who's next? Like, this literally is just going to get smashed every 10 years. The more offensive the NFL gets, the more the quarterbacks are going to destroy this record.
That's what you're saying. Like, I remember a few weeks ago you were talking about like Matt Ryan's stats and where he is like all time and stuff. But like, there's like 10 guys who play in the NFL right now that are in like the top 25 and like all time passing.
Oh, this is like the greatest quarterback era ever.
Well, it's not even that. Like, they're all great. It's just like the league favors offense so much now.
Yeah. That it's like it's almost
so easy
inevitable
to put up numbers.
Yeah. The more they change the rules, I just think there's going to be a time where defense takes back over and, you know, things get a little more defensive.
A little bit, yeah.
I think that's going to happen at some point because people are going to stop watching. It's going to be, I made this reference before. People stopped watching hockey the second they stopped fighting. And like at first, and then they slowly came back to the game and watched. I think you're going to see this similar thing happen in football because there are so many football fans that grew up with this game watching Rodney Harrison smash people into the ground.
I loved it.
And it's like, now you can't do that. You have to be like sensitive when you tackle people, and like it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. It really is. And it's like they're gonna realize that that's not conducive to creating NFL fans. They've created such a monster beast that it's gonna be hard to destroy them. But
it is hard though when you have fantasy football, and fantasy relies so much on scoring.
Yeah.
And how big fantasy has become to make it a defensive league again.
Yeah.
And kind of take that away.
Right.
So,
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Tom Brady's obviously the next to start stealing records. We'll see what happens. But let's get to the Patriots minute. For 30 seconds, my dude, we are going to talk about the New England Patriots.
Swag.
Or next 60 seconds. Did I say 30? I think I said 30. What the frig? And then we're going to move to a new segment because people like segments for some reason. It's going to be called Real or Fake. And we'll go over 5 different real or fake statements that we will have to determine. But let's start with the Patriots minute. You ready for this?
Yeah.
The Patriots have the biggest game of the 2018 season coming up against the Chiefs. What are your keys to victory for the New England Patriots?
There ain't no keys when Mahomes is driving the car, baby. Room, room. No, I think you're not gonna be able to stop the Chiefs offense. What I would do is I'd force them to run it, and it's not even necessarily because Hunt is like
team.
Right, for Morgan's fantasy team, but also so it kind of slows down the game a little bit. See if you can get Mahomes' head. You're not gonna be able to stop them.
Yeah.
But if you can just it's gonna be a shootout. So force them to run the ball. Because I think their run defense is honestly pretty decent too.
Yeah, it's good.
So that would be my biggest key, is to force them to run the ball.
My biggest key is, oh my gosh, you probably will disagree. You'll probably disagree with this, but if I see the New England Patriots play zone against this guy, he's gonna torch them all night long, all night. He is so good at reading coverages. He's gonna kill them. He's going to kill them. Play man coverage, please.
Here's the problem, though.
Please play man coverage, Bill. I know we don't have a tight end. It's a minute and 4 seconds. I know we don't have corners that can do that, but we need to play man.
Do we have the pass rush that can do that?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, one thing that you do have to do in order to win this game, I think, is suffocate Patrick Mahomes and that defense in the red zone. They destroy people in the red zone. With those weapons, you have Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins. I ran over him before. Kareem Hunt can run it in. Like, they have so many weapons on offense that they can destroy you in the red zone. If you can stop them in the red zone, you'll be all set in that game. 100%. Yeah. Force them to kick field goals. That's how you beat them. And even
they can, like, spread it out, have them all go. Like, it's hard to go deep in the red zone, but have them, like, I'll go to the end zone, and then just have Mahomes run.
The other thing that I think they'll do is run the crap. Yeah, like you just said, run the crap out of the football with Sony Michel. Because if they can do that effectively, they'll 100% win this game. It's all about, for Mahomes, it's all about controlling how fast the offense is. So you ready to go to our new segment, Real or Fake? Ready for this new segment?
Fake.
Fake news. Fake news. It's all about the fake news. Everything I wrote down is fake news. Number 1. So we've been talking about the Chiefs a little bit so far this show. But, hey, we might as well add a little bit of Patrick Mahomes flair into this. Is Patrick Mahomes real or is he fake?
Real. Next one.
Why did I...
Real.
Why,
I'm real.
Why did I even
I'm
expect
real
that?
in this end. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to play that guy again because I will say, for the sake of this segment, I will say real, but I need to see more. I'll ask myself that at the end of the year.
You've been making yourself look like a fool since week 1. You've been saying this.
I will continue to make myself look like a fool. Number 2, are the Browns real or fake?
I think they're defined. Like, I think they're real, as in they're not going to go 0-16 again. Obviously,
they've won 2 games,
right? But they're not going to be like a bad team anymore. I think they're going to be like an 8-8 team.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I don't think they're going to be a playoff team. Like, they're not making. I don't think they're making the playoffs this year. But they're a real team. They have a real.
I'm going for the Brownies, bro. They're going to go 10-6.
Okay. Oh gosh.
They're going to make the playoffs. The Browns are real. Baker Mayfield. Hey, listen, they traded that to the Patriots.
Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback since Brady Favre.
You have to get yourself some Baker Mayfield brownies. They're the greatest. I'll take the real on the Browns. Number 3, Tariq Cohen stealing Jordan Howard's job. Is that real or is it fake?
The human joystick, you mean?
Yas. Wait, what? What did you just say to
The
me?
human joystick.
Continue.
I hate nicknames.
I do hate nicknames. They drive me nuts.
I think it's sort of real. I don't know if he's gonna take over the job necessarily, but he's getting more touches, and he should because he's a really explosive back, and Howard's kind of like a downfield back. Isn't really explosive. Like Cohen's all those things. He's just tiny. You can't give him 20 carries a game.
Yeah.
Tear his ACL.
I think it's fake. I think it's fake news. Big fat fake news.
That's because you
Jordan Howard is a real running back. Tariq Cohen is a third down running back.
Whoa.
Yeah. Tariq Cohen, the human joystick, can take a human flying leap. Freaking Tariq Cohen. Give me a break. Fake news. Number 4, the Atlanta Falcons' season performance so far has been mediocre at best. Well, I would go at worst horrible. Are they real? Is this real or is it fake?
It's fake, but I mean, they're not like as good as people thought. You know why?
Why?
Smokes weed. Matt Ryan is so trash that
That offense has been good.
puts him outside and says, "Here's the trash."
Okay. Listen, bro. I think it's fake too.
No, they're good. I think
They're a good team. They're
they could
probably
still
going to
go
win
9-7.
Yeah,
like,
I think they're going to win 10 games,
or
honestly.
even
but,
10 games. I could see that.
I mean, they'd have to go
Their
on a
offense is
friggin'.
still decent. I think Matt Ryan is, dude. I think Matt Ryan's overrated.
They'd have to go on a friggin' tear. But
I think it's also their defense though too.
Okay, so game 1, they played the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Game 2, they played the Panthers. They beat them. Game 3, they played the 4-1 New Orleans Saints.
Tough game.
Game 4, they played the 4-1 Cincinnati Bengals.
Tough game.
The next game after that, they played the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got toasted in that game. Toasted.
That was embarrassing.
That's an embarrassing loss from a terrible football
dude,
team.
That like as much as you love Matt Ryan,
Yeah, that was a bad game.
that was a bad game for him.
I mean, hey, Tom Brady has bad games. Patrick Mahomes has bad games. Justifiable.
I don't want you to compare Matt Ryan. to
It's
Tom
fake.
Brady.
The Atlanta Falcons will win 10 games this year. Number 5, James Conner. Breakout sensation for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have yet to get the return of Le'Veon Bell. Is that real or fake?
Hold on, let me catch this. Oh, I gotta reel this in. Yes, this is real. This is 100% real. James Conner is a stud, dude. He's a baller. He is
Baller dollar.
He is the definition of a baller. Yes, he is.
I'm going to say fake. And here's why.
Go ahead.
You put him on a different team and he sucks.
No, he doesn't.
He's the benefit of the system.
Whoa. I think he benefits from the system, but he
Plays the same game as Le'Veon right now. That offensive line is good.
Dude, he's a good player. Like
I refuse to believe that.
You know, here's the thing with you. You look
that.
at the numbers and you're like,
I
man,
always
Jordan
look at the
Howard
number.
is like really good, and then you look at James Conner and you're like, he's good, but he's a benefit from the system. But when you watch the two guys play, Conner is faster. He's a much better, he's a more elusive player, snapping them ankles. You know what I'm saying? Basketball terms. He's a better.
You know what I'm saying?
He's better in the passing game, pass blocking, catching the ball. Like, he's a better player than Jordan Howard and a lot of running backs. He's a good player.
Showtime Mahomes.
And he's not like tall, but he's like big though.
Yeah, James Conner.
he can carry the load.
He's good. Here's more specifically, real or fake. Is he Le'Veon Bell? Is he that guy? Is he the next best running back in the NFL?
Is
that real or fake?
I mean, who's saying that though? Who's saying
no one. I'm asking you. Is that real or fake?
Of course that's fake.
This is the reasoning behind I actually need to see more from him too. I won't say it's real. I'm gonna say it's fake for now. I'll put the for now at the end because I don't want you toasting me when James Conner has another beast game. So you ready to move on to the lemons L's of the week?
Yeah.
We got some toasty ones this week. Last week I was like fishing. This week the league sucks. You notice everyone outside of like the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Bengals, the
Rams.
The Rams and the Saints suck.
Yeah,
Five good
that's what I was
teams
gonna
in the
say. We
whole
should we should have a new section which is like which teams don't blow in the NFL.
Yeah,
'Cause
seriously.
I think you could count them on my hand.
All right, you ready for the number 3 L of the week?
Yeah.
The Panthers defense was playing the New York Football Giants. Now, we had a segment early in the show about how the Giants offense has not been that great this year.
They trash.
So they turned to a new quarterback in this game. They completely forsook Eli Manning for Odell Beckham, who threw a 57-yard touchdown to Saquon Barkley. Now, can you explain to me how this vaunted Panthers defense gave up a 57-yard touchdown?
It's clear to me that Odell Beckham should be called Big Rocket Arm from now on, with that absolute slinger.
It was so funny because it wasn't even like a dump off that Saquon turned into like a big
Yeah,
play.
he actually, like,
it was like, yeah, he
It
actually
wasn't a great
chucked
throw,
it.
though.
It wasn't a great throw, no. But the Panthers defense
The
allowed
Panthers were
that
so
to happen.
shook when Odell got in like a throwing position.
They were like,
oh, frick.
like, is anybody covering down the field? We were all going after Odell. Great play drop. I liked it.
It was a good play.
The Panthers defense is a bunch of moronic buffoons, and
Except Luke Kuechly.
they gave 31 points to the New York Giants. Good Lord. I think Luke
wow.
Kuechly's
That's-
OTS.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Number 2 L of the week, the Titans for losing to the Bills 13-12. How do you lose to the Buffalo Bills?
should
This is
have
the
a-
second team this
Yeah.
year. They have 2 wins. Rick.
Every team that loses to the Bills
They were so bad. Now they have 2 wins.
is going to get an L of the week. They're going to be on the list because you literally just let Josh Allen and the Bills be. Did they score a touchdown? Was it all field goals?
I think it was all field goals.
Like, are you serious?
No, there had to be a
the
touchdown
same
scored.
Titans team that beat the Eagles. We're 3-1, and we're like, let's go. We're leading in our division. This everybody around the league's like, oh, Titans this year, they're gonna take the AFC South. They're gonna make it to the playoffs, and they might do damage in the playoffs. And then you go out, you play the Buffalo Bills, and you do that. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You're terrible. I'm going to give you...
It makes me so mad.
I'm going to give you a list of 1-4 teams. I'm going to ask you to choose the Bills or the 1-4 team. Ready?
Yeah.
1-4 Atlanta Falcons or the Buffalo Bills.
Next.
49ers or Buffalo Bills.
Now with Garoppolo, I might go Bills.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll take the 49ers. Cardinals or Bills.
Cardinals.
Colts or Bills.
Colts.
Raiders or Bills.
Raiders.
The Bills are like basically they're the worst team in the league. They're worse than you know where they are in the division right now? 3.
Who's 4? The Jets?
Yep.
Don't they have 2 wins?
Yeah, they got 2 and 3. But I think the Bills beat the Jets that one week. That may have happened. No, because they beat Minnesota.
So why do they have the tiebreaker?
No idea. And maybe
Hold on, let me pull out my NFL rule book out of my back pocket.
Rick, how many? Okay, give me a. I'll give you a number on the Bills. We're spending time on the number 2 L of the week. I'm gonna give you a number, and you gotta tell me if it's plus or minus.
Oh gosh.
Points for. I'll give you a number, and I need you to tell me if it's plus or minus that number. Okay. So, is the Bills points for plus or minus 75?
Let's see. They've played 5 games. It should be plus. Please say it's plus.
63 points. They're awful.
Oh gosh.
How do you win 2 games only scoring 63 points? That's like that team in fantasy that like is 5-0 and has like no points. He's
Yeah,
like the
they're, like,
worst
sixth
scorer in the league.
in-
But he's like he only give up like 300
He
fantasy
wins
points.
each game like 75-74.
Oh, it's so true. Ready for the L of the week.
Yeah.
So there's a kicker in Green Bay. He's pretty good. Mason Crosby. He's a
solid.
stud. You know, he ended up missing an extra point and also 5 other field goals
Ooh. Oof.
this week. He takes the L of the week for missing 6 field goals. Do you know if you put all of those points together, it equals 13? The Green Bay Packers lost by 10. If Crosby hit his
That's an L.
if Crosby hit his kicks, the Packers would have won. But no, he gets the L.
Any
of the
other
week.
kick, like 95% of the kickers
I'm
in
surprised
this
he
league
didn't get cut.
get cut
Yeah,
after
right
that.
after that game. But
But he,
Mason
like
Crosby
him
doesn't.
probably wouldn't. Gostkowski. I mean, even if he did that, Belichick would be like, "You're fired."
You're
You know
gone.
what I mean?
You're gone.
Like maybe Justin Tucker would be like the
true.
only other guy in the league that you're like, oh, he misses.
Terrible.
He missed 6
L
field
of the
goals
week
today.
belonging to Mason Crosby. You ready for Pick'em?
Mason Stonefoot Crosby. Let's go. Pick him.
Cue the music. Week 6 of the NFL season. Eagles at Giants.
I'm gonna go Eagles. I wanted to go Giants.
I want to go Eagles. Bucks at Falcons.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons, baby.
I'm going to take a hot one.
Oh gosh, don't pick the.
No, I'm going to pick the Falcons.
Okay.
Chargers at Browns.
I'm gonna go. Ooh, this is a low key,
Low-key teaser.
potentially Browns, but
Chargers.
I'm gonna go Chargers. Yep.
Colts at Jets.
I really want to go Jets, but I'm gonna say Colts.
Colts.
We're agreeing. This isn't good.
Colts. Seahawks at Raiders.
Raiders.
Oh,
dang it.
Panthers at Redskins.
All right. We'll say this one at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Panthers.
Redskins. Yes.
Bills at Texans.
Texans. What am I even thinking about that for?
I'll take the Texans. Cardinals at Vikings.
Vikings.
Steelers at Bengals.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Steelers.
I'm gonna go
actually.
Bengals. Bears at Dolphins.
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, wow.
Rams at Broncos. Sorry, Rams at Broncos.
This is a surprisingly
Rams.
tough game. Wow. Okay.
Don't even give them a shot.
Thanks for that. I'll go Rams, I guess.
Ravens at Titans.
Dude, I believe in my Titans, man. I really believe. How do you lose to the?
Baltimore
I'll give you one
Ravens.
chance.
Baltimore
Tennessee
Ravens.
Titans. Do not fail me.
Baltimore Ravens. Jaguars at Cowboys.
Jaguars.
Morgan is going to take. I'm curious to how many I've gotten right so far this year, but I picked them every single game, so I'm going to take the Cowboys again. Go Cowgirls!
Wow, what a shock!
Let's go.
Wait,
Cowgirls.
what's their record?
Hold on 2 seconds. I have that pulled up right here. Their record is currently 2-3.
You're 2-3.
Chiefs at Patriots.
Pats.
I'm going to take the Pats too. 49ers at Packers.
Packers.
If the Packers lose this game, they're toast.
They're totally
I'll
toast.
take the Packers. I'll take the Packers. To close out the show, like we always do, we're going to do our fantasy play of the week to end the show. Do you want to go first or?
Patrick Mahomes. I'm being
Not
dead
even
serious.
Not even like a second thought. And once again, Ricky Lemon picks a guy that's on his own team.
You're not supposed to tell them that.
You got Patrick Mahomes.
I'm actually being serious this week, though.
I'm gonna take Melvin Gordon against Cleveland. I'm curious to see how these are turning out. I'm gonna go check that out.
Probably not good because I picked the Chargers defense once against the Bills, and then the Bills won.
Yeah,
I think.
Melvin Gordon.
But they didn't win. But they scored like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
How
but
did
yeah.
the Bills have 63 points when they scored like 20 something against the Chargers?
The Bills are awful, bro. Oh man, you got any final thoughts for our fantastic audience?
Red Robin.
Red Robin.
All right, final thoughts. Patrick Mahomes is going to torch New England so hard that the city of Worcester will be on flames. And once the war is over and the flames are put out, you'll see a statue of Mahomes right next to Brady.
Right next to Brady.
I got the Pats by like 10 points.
I got Kyle Van Noy with
Oh, God.
6 strip sacks. Go pick up the Patriots defense this week.
Yeah, my fantasy pick of the week
6
is
turnovers.
the Patriots defense because Kyle Van Noy has Mahomes'
He's the
phone
greatest
number.
quarterback of all time. I just want to reach out to our happy, healthy audience and tell them that they should go to Twitter and open up the search area on Twitter. I don't know how to do
Hold
that.
on, let me. All right, I'm following Twitter
And-
search. Okay,
And go to just type in Rick Morgan Pod.
Morgan Pod.
And we should just pop up and just follow us. The big big green
okay,
one.
cool. It's followed.
Yeah, dude.
Swag.
Yeah, follow us
That's
on
pretty- that was
follow
pretty
us
easy.
on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. It's our brand new Twitter for our podcast, the Rick and Morgan podcast, presented by What Is It Lemon Sports Network.
Oh, you
If
didn't
you haven't
give me a
visited
chance
our
to answer.
website, visit lemonsportsnetwork.com. And if you're listening on iTunes, please subscribe because we want you to listen next week or every week. We have some fantastic shows coming out. Next week is the start of the NBA season, so we'll have a raving pod where I
If you like basketball, check
pour
it out.
myself over, all of myself over
his Warriors love will come back.
Yeah,
this
all
season.
over the Warriors. I was going to say Steph Curry, but I mean, hey, why not? I mean, they also have Seth Curry now. He's in the NBA. He's a thing.
He's been a thing for like 5 years. He's been a thing like
I just
longer
found
than
out
5
about him
years.
like 2 years ago. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, Seth Curry sucks.
Yeah, he does.
See you later, Rick.
See ya.